Well, good afternoon. It's 3 o'clock and time for the April 23rd session of the Library Board of Trustees. Mr. Secretary, would you call the roll?
Mr. Eisbart,
Present.
Mr. Seifert,
Present.
Mr. Moss,
Present.
and Mr. Williams present. We have a quorum, sir.
We have a quorum. All right, let's get to the business of the citizens. I'll entertain a motion that we adapt the agenda.
So moved.
Second, thank you. Any discussion? All in favor, aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Let's move to the approval of the minutes. If there are no objections, I'll group them A through C. The minutes of the regular session of March 26th, 2026. Minutes of the executive session, March 26, 2026. Minutes of approval of claims, April 10th, 26. And minutes of Capital Projects Committee executive session, April 6, 26. Can I have a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor, please signify by aye.
Aye.
Opposed by nay. We'll move on. Now, the financial report.
Okay, thank you, Ben. I have a fairly short report this month. All lines, except for we have one new one this month. And not surprising, it's landscape and snow removal. With all the snow that we had the last couple months, that line is now spending ahead of budget. So if we need to move in money at the end of the year already, we're talking, we'll do so with budget adjustments. And then from last month's February report, the training is also spending. But all other than that, all other lines are where they are, spending normal pattern. And then just a few quick notes here. We are in full gear with the audit right now, and finance team, along with others, are helping process and supplying them with the requested information and answering inquiries. And as board members, you may be receiving things from Crow as well, just asking simple questions, so don't be surprised if you get an email from them. I know other staff members have gotten emails recently from them, so you may be receiving something as well. And then within the coming weeks, I honestly have been checking daily for our circuit breaker report. I'm quite anxious for that to be coming out to see what our actual circuit breaker comes in at, to see how close we are. We're to the estimate of last year. You knew when we budgeted it was at 3.2 million, which went up substantially. So I'm quite anxious to see how that comes in, but so far that's not out. So once I have that figure, I will let you know that, but as of right now, that's not here. I do anticipate that within the coming weeks, though. But really, that's all I have right now.
Any questions? Can I have a motion to approve the financial report of March?
So moved.
And a second?
Second.
Thank you. Any discussion? All in favor signify by aye.
Aye.
Opposed by nay. And let's move to the claims. Anything to highlight?
Just a few. We have total claims of $867,000. A few of the high dollar, $202,000 of it is for some subscription renewals. The next couple, $83,000 is for a 3-year renewal for cloud storage. And then a little over $82,000 is for snow removal. That's where we're at on high claims.
Okay, questions on claims? We'll pass them around. Can I have a motion to approve?
I will move to approve, and I did have a question to ask.
Oh, go ahead.
Yeah.
The question is there a way we could maybe look at numbers trending for the last 3 or 4 years? You said subscription, and maybe sparked my mind. Well, maybe we should see how that's been trending for the last few years to see the increases that we're getting in those kind of costs for the library, books, acquisitions, kind of the cost of things we buy every year, and
Yeah.
what exactly has that been?
I can do that for you.
Okay.
Second.
Other questions? Okay, we call for a motion to approve, and it was seconded, and we'll pass it around. Let's move to your committee, Marty, Capital Projects.
I do, capital projects. I had some activity this month, just letting everyone know. First, thank you to everyone who came out for the past few days to speak to the design team to give feedback on Georgetown Shawnee, and New Haven branches. 6 public engagement sessions in 2 days, I believe with the architects and anybody else besides the architects there, Susan?
The architects and staff.
And staff were there as well. There's one going on right now, 3 p.m. Thursday at New Haven. So if you'd like to go to one, go to New Haven in the next, I guess, right now. So gotta move on to get there. If you haven't had a chance to attend, we still want your feedback. There are engagement boards on display at Georgetown, Shawnee, and New Haven through May 13. And we'd appreciate anybody coming back to give your comments, offer feedback. There's going to be more public engagement at DuPont and Aboit Libraries this summer, so please stay tuned for times and dates. Hessen Council will also be planned for later the year. And we were planning on a presentation from the architects. I guess, was that going to be in May? We've now moved that to June to give them more time to give us schematic designs and give us a more complete status update. But that is my report.
Thank you. Questions on the report? Well, accept the report as presented. We have now the approval of the 2025 Indiana State Library Annual Report.
Yes. I will take it away, Ben. Thank you so much. So thank you for your patience with the bit of the delay. The delay was due to the Indiana State Library having a different reporting tool this year. So the deadline for submission for the report isn't until the first week of May, so we still have some time. You'll notice that the format of the report looks a little different this year because it is a different reporting tool. So you have in your packet the entirety of the report that we will be submitting to the state. Plus, I did have a one sheet that I prepared that's sort of a snapshot. There's a lot of data in there, so I have some notes about things that I think are interesting, that I think are trends that I wanted to share with you, but I'm also happy to answer your questions. So as far as the takeaways that I see this year, the big one that I see, we have made significant strides in gaining cardholders, which we have talked to you several times that this was a major goal in our strategic plan. You'll see that our registered patron number for 2025 for the annual report was 221,743 registered cardholders. That is an 11% gain from the 2024 annual report. So we credit this gain to increased and intentional marketing efforts, and Aja spoke about that, I believe, at our November board meeting last year. So obviously those efforts were extremely successful. And also our partnership, an ongoing partnership with Fort Wayne Community Schools to get every student a library card. And I have to give a lot of credit to many people in the organization, but I want to give a special shout out to Nate Bernard and the circulation supervisors and the circulation specialists throughout the entire system, because it is not as easy as flipping a switch and all these kids have library cards. It is very detail-oriented and very laborious. They are getting applications, they are checking them against our system to see if they already have a card, so they do a lot of duplicate checking, and they are manually entering in a lot of data. It is painstaking work, it's important work, and we're glad to do it, but it's not a quick process. So I really want to acknowledge this long-term project that they are working on. We are very grateful for that. But I also want to share that if you take a snapshot in time when the data for the report was pulled, this means that about 57.5% of Allen County residents have library cards. So that is a big gain for us, and we're very proud of all the work it took to get us there. And I do want to set some expectations about that number because it is a fluid number. It is always going to be ebbing and flowing as we gain new users and we purge records as well from the system due to inactivity, due to people canceling their cards, due to moving, etc. October of 26 is going to be a big milestone because that is the 3-year anniversary of the library using the Polaris integrated library system. And at 3 years, we will need to do a major record purge of all of the inactive registrations. We do that because it's good data practice, because we want to hold on to only the data that we're actively using, but also it's a requirement of the state. If you did the fine print of the annual report, that is one of the questions that they ask. Do you do a data purge every 3 years? So that means that this number will shift, but we hope and plan that we'll make up for that decrease of cards by all the cards that we will continue to gain through these marketing efforts that we're doing, and plus the partnerships with Fort Wayne Community Schools and other schools that we hope to reach out to gain more library card holders. I have more to talk about, but any questions about that?
Do we have a way of identifying what parts of the city and adult versus kids are subscribed, the new 11,000 members that we have?
I believe the Orange Boy system does allow us to do some heat mapping on that, and I'm looking at,
That would be
Aja.
interesting, I think. Okay.
and we kind of laugh, and Beth was instrumental in getting this partnership started. We started with, we took the big bite first with Fort Wayne Community Schools, but we know that it's not the only school district in Allen County. If you read the quarterly report, and I know you do because I know you love it, this quarter, our Woodburn Library, they went to a small Lutheran school in their service area, and they reached out and they got cards to all the students in that school as well. So big and small, we're going to get all those kids. It's a process. You will also see an almost 200% increase in the amount of interlibrary loans provided to other libraries. And what that means are the books that are going out to other libraries in Indiana and across the country. And that is a real testament to the strength of the collection that we have. It is nationally known. And that increase is thanks to incredibly efficient staff that we have in that department. It is a department of 1.5. It's the equivalent of 1.5 FTE. And we also were able to get some new software that handles ILL, and it's obviously very efficient, and it streamlines some processes. So we made some really great strides there. Our in-person program attendance jumped almost 17% from 24 to 25, which tracks because we also increased the amount of programs that we offered. And this number includes programs offered both in our buildings and off-site as outreach programs. We offered 6,648 programs annually. And when you think of like how many days there are in a year and how many programs that we offer, that is really staggering to think about. And when you think about the tremendous amount of work it takes to plan, promote, order the supplies, set up for, hold the program, and clean up after all of those programs, it really touches every department and all aspects of ACPL. So I just want to take a moment to acknowledge all the work that goes into it and all of the departments and all the staff that make those programs happen.
Susan, if I may too, I just want to point out, one of the things we've done over the years as a board is make sure the numbers are real, right? Because you know, some of it was estimated, some of it, and I feel very comfortable, but I commended everybody in making sure the numbers are real, so we can tell our citizens and other elected officials, yes, this is the actual numbers, this is the use the library is getting as well, so I appreciate that.
We spend a lot of time making sure these numbers are accurate.
Double, triple checking.
Yes, yes. And even gathering this data, it is a team effort to put this report together, and everybody in this room had a part in it, literally everyone in this room. And they give the numbers to Elena and me, and Elena and I, mainly Elena, we do the input, and then I have a group of folks who are the eagle eyes who review all the data, and then I'm going back and asking questions. I don't know if this makes sense. We really there are a lot of eyes on this, and we do a lot of double and triple checking to do everything possible to make sure that we are recording everything accurately, because these are reported to the state library. All of this goes on the state library's website indefinitely. I mean, you can go on their website and look up our stats back 15, 20 years. It's part of historical record. We want to make sure we get it right. Meeting room use system-wide increased almost 27%. So that's here as well as at the branches. Again, that is a lot of work and a lot of use by our community and a lot of recognition by our community that we are a really good value, being that most of the rooms that are used by our community, they get them for free because they are for nonprofit use. The annual visit count stayed relatively flat. It was within 1% of last year's number, so I'm going to call that flat, with 1.69 million visitors in 2025. And to give some context to that number, in 2025, 983,042 people flew in and out of Fort Wayne Airport, and the Coliseum typically hosts just over 1 million visitors each year. And obviously, those are amazing community assets, and we value them as partners. But I say that because when you hear about the leading community assets within Allen County, we are up there. We are up there with all the big names as far as who is coming into our buildings annually, and I think that needs to be recognized. The total number of items borrowed, and that includes everything, print, board games, puzzles, CDs, videos, ebooks. If you look at everything across the board, it had a slight decrease of less than 2%. But if you carve out just e-circulation, so that would be ebooks, e-movies, e-audiobooks, just that alone grew by over 5%. And this tracks with what I hear from my colleagues across Indiana and across the country, that the circulation of physical materials, things that you can hold in your hand, like the book you have in front of you, Marty, that's either declining or staying flat, but the growth area is the circulation of e-materials. And that's something that we really have to consider when we develop our collections budgets, because the price of an ebook is significantly more expensive than a print book. And also, the conditions around purchasing ebooks are much different than the conditions around purchasing print books. It's a very complicated process. In the next few months, I'm going to be asking our collection services manager to come and talk to you about what that looks like, because it's fascinating and not advantageous to public libraries at all. On that note, you will see that we spent 13.33% of our budget on collections. That is a little bit less than the previous year, which I think it shows us being cautious in light of legislative changes that are impacting the budget. However, 13.33% is still well above the state standard, which is 8%, and it's above the national average, which is 10.7%. So we are still prioritizing collections. And on that note, we are definitely a community of readers here in Allen County. Library Journal, which is the premier library professional publication, they surveyed 288 libraries in 2025, and they took a pulse of the average per capita circulation trend, which is how many titles were checked out per person in a community. And the average over those 288 libraries surveyed was 6.38 items per person. If you figure that out per capita circulation for ACPL, that would be 11.8. And also, Matt Etzel, our collection services manager, told me, he was doing some research himself, the 2023 Institute for Museum and Library Services, they did a survey. They showed that ACPL circulated twice as many items as other libraries serving our same population size. So all that being said, when I look at this and what I take from all this, we've done an amazing job promoting library cards, and I want to continue doing that. And I also want to look at how we're promoting using cards, particularly with all the outreach we are doing with Fort Wayne Community Schools and getting these cards in kids' hands. I want to make sure that's not the end of the conversation, and we're continuing to promote what you can do with that library card and making sure we're promoting the collections and the use of the card just as much as that initial getting the cards in people's hands. And those are my thoughts on the annual report, and I'm happy to answer any questions.
Questions? It's quite a report. Kudos to all who participated in it. It's great.
It is a team effort, and it really embodies the work of the entire staff.
Has it always been this extensive? I mean, it's a lot.
Has
Is
it?
al-
I mean,
My,
I'm looking at
my
Jill.
side was the same.
Has
I
it?
mean,
All right.
yeah. In fact, they had me break out even differently
Mm-hmm.
on the new report than it was last time, so.
in the 5 years I've been here, I feel like it's been pretty consistent, but
Okay.
Kurt's nodding.
All right.
Let's move on to the executive director's
I
report.
do
We
need a
should
motion.
Oh,
Yeah,
oh, we need a motion.
yes, you need to officially approve it so I can hit submit on that button.
Well, may I have,
I move we approve it.
and can we have and Paul will second, or Jim will, we'll have 2 seconds. It's such a good report.
We're all in favor.
Any discussion? All in favor signify by aye.
Aye.
Opposed by nay. It passes. Now you're up
Thank you.
again.
And before I forget, Ben, would you mind signing the official signature sheet?
Oh, okay.
So I won't forget. I have to send that off too. Okay. For my executive director's report, let me congratulate Danielle Gleason, who is our new, but not so new, Director of Human Resources. Congratulations, Danielle. Yay. It is also, and I don't know if this has happened very often, that we have the library board meeting the same week as it's National Library Week. And the theme this year is Find Your Library Joy. And if you are following us on social media, and I hope you are, every day our amazing social media team has been posting these testimonials from our staff on where they first found their library joy. And there are at least 2 or 3 per day. And they're just these phenomenal stories from our staff on how they started their library journey. And some of them talk about their childhood memories of branches here in Allen County, and some of them talk about their childhood memories of libraries all across the country. So I encourage you to hop on our Facebook or our Instagram and hear from our staff sharing their library stories. They're really phenomenal. We now have branched out on our 24/7 holds lockers. They've been at DuPont now for over a year, but they are now at Waynedale and Tecumseh, and they've been live for a little over a week. And you'll see in your quarterly manager's report, there are photos of them in there. They will have wraps on them, graphic wraps eventually, but as of now, they are up and running. And so far, so good. So we're really happy to have that service at other locations now. Tickets are still available for a night at the library on May 2nd, which will be a week from Saturday. And tour locations for the evening include the Roland Center, the Genealogy Center, the studio, the Makerspace, and Access Fort Wayne. And brand new this year is a VIP experience that has been a hot seller. It is limited to just 60 guests, and last I heard, over 50 tickets have been sold. So they are about to sell out, but this exclusive behind-the-scenes tour featuring our very own Kurt Witcher is a guided experience through the library's lower levels, including the Fine Books Room, along with a unique look at federal government documents. So get those VIP tickets while you can. Visit Fort Wayne received the Indiana Tourism Association's Best Meeting Group Partnership Award for its work bringing the International Jewish Genealogical Society's annual conference to Fort Wayne in partnership with several organizations, including us here at ACPL. In all, the conference produced an estimated $621,000 in economic impact. And speaking of conferences, the Genealogy Center team and Visit Fort Wayne are gearing up for another big conference, the National Genealogical Society 2026 Family History Conference, which will be held here in Fort Wayne, May 27th and 30th. Actually, I don't think Kurt will be joining us next month for the board meeting because I think he will be covered up in all things Family History Conference. And I believe, last I heard, Kurt, were there about 800 people registered?
They just talked about 700.
Okay.
We play with that 800 number because you can almost bank on 10%
exciting times. You'll also see in the quarterly report photos from our various seed libraries. So perfect day for planting, right? This beautiful spring day. Our seed library started at Little Turtle. It has now been expanded to New Haven and Waynedale. Patrons can choose up to 8 seed packets per calendar year. Seeds can also be ordered online and picked up at any of our branches. The vegetable, flower, and herb seeds are all either non-GMO or heirloom. I'm not a gardener, so I don't exactly know what that means, but I'm sure if you are a gardener, that is very important to know. Have a few other things that have come in that didn't make the written report, but we are going to be invaded by dinosaurs next week. Our theme for summer learning this year is all about dinosaurs, and we also will have a special exhibition in the Kroll Gallery here at the main library starting May 1st, just in time for Night at the Library, and it will run through July 31st. You have a postcard at all of your seats, Dinosaurs Fossil Exposed. Come check out the giant creatures who roam the earth, see full skeletons, as in museum quality scale full skeletons of dinosaurs and other fossils, and experience a simulated fossil dig. This is made possible through the generous support of the Follinger Foundation, and the dinosaur models and simulated fossil dig, they are coming from the Museum of Discovery in Little Rock, Arkansas. And they are coming for delivery and installation next week, and the first day it will be live to the world is Friday. So the folks who are coming for Night at the Library, they will be some of the first in the community to see it. So we are really, really excited to host that for the summer. And other breaking news is that I just found out about this maybe 2 hours ago. So you may have heard that the Fort Wayne Football Club, they will be playing for the first time in their brand-new stadium. I believe it's going to be the Ruoff Mortgage Stadium on Saturday, May 2nd, which happens to be the night at the library. So many exciting things happening at the same time in Fort Wayne. We have been invited to be the community partner of the game. So what an honor to be the first community partner at the first night they are playing at their new stadium. So if you're not coming tonight at the library, go see a game of soccer and come talk to us at the new stadium.
What does it mean to be a community partner?
That means that we are going to have an informational table there, and we'll be signing up people for library cards and giving away library swag and talking to people about the library.
Sounds good.
Does
Yeah.
that mean you have to go out there and hit a goal?
I will be here, so we may be tapping somebody else.
It said 10. Didn't do it.
I'll be there.
You are a big
I-
football fan,
I
yes.
am.
And I mentioned the quarterly report a few times. It's always chock full of great information, so I encourage you to check it out.
That's it?
That's it. That's a lot.
Quite a bit.
Yes.
Any questions about it? Okay. Any new business that should come before the body? Public comment. Would you, sir, are you here for the public comment?
I just want to make a suggestion. A
If,
couple weeks ago, I went. to
could you
DuPont.
speak into the microphone so we could hear you?
A couple weeks ago, I went to DuPont, turned the book in the drop box. It was raining that day, and anyhow, when I opened it up, there was a hardcover book in there. And I just figured it got stuck, so I pushed it, and I pushed my book in, and I checked it afterwards. My book was stuck. Water's pouring in on that chute. So right there is 2 books that are ruined because the dust cover's messed up, the cover on the book is messed up. My suggestion is, if you're going to have an out drop box, they got a 2-inch lip on the top. They ought to have one like a mailbox has, a hood that goes all the way up on the sides too, because the rain was pouring in. That's just a suggestion.
Oh,
So
thank you.
have a hood that, like the mailbox has, on the sides too, because right there is 2 books that dust cover. You ever watch Antique Roadshow, that's worth half the price of the book. that dust cover is ruined, and if the hard cover is in there for any amount of time, it's gonna be ruined. And that, paperback that I had, that's gonna be wrinkled up. So either that or put the drop box. I notice all the doors have a great big awning in front. Have a little drop box, just put the hole in by the door as you come in, so that way you don't have to worry about water coming in from the side and that.
Well, thank you. Good
That's all I
suggestion.
wanted to say.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Have a good day. Well, nothing else, no citizens up at the microphone, so I'll entertain a motion, we adjourn.
So moved.
And a second, favor signify by aye, opposed
Aye.
by nay. We are adjourned. We have an executive session following this in about 3 minutes. Can we? Okay.
Thank you. We've had lengthy discussions about book drops at